Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I thought I would go over my skincare favourites. I thought I would do this video because having an actual skincare routine is kind of a new thing to me. Up until probably even only a year ago I did not have a skincare routine. I would literally wash my face and that was it. But now I think because of trying things through subscription services and also purchasing things based on reviews I've seen online and stuff like that, I think I do have a pretty good skincare routine that I do genuinely believe has improved my skin since I started using it. Most of these are the staples of my skincare routine. I'm going to try and kind of run through it in some order. On an everyday basis, I do wear makeup for work, but I do kind of wear minimal makeup. I don't always wear foundation, but I do always wear concealer and cheek products and things like that. So I do still have makeup to take off at the end of the day. So what I tend to do pretty much as soon as I get home from work is take my makeup off, and I do that with micellar water. And I tend to reach for one of these, which are the Biore micellar waters. This one is the baking soda one and this one is the charcoal one. I think I prefer the baking soda one and have actually purchased another one of these since, but I do feel like they do take your makeup off easily and they don't feel too harsh on your skin. I know that micellar waters can be quite drying on the skin, but I do find they are effective in taking the makeup off, and then I do counteract any of the dryness later on in the routine. But that is the first thing I do, is I use one of these to take off my face makeup. I then use a Clinique Take the Day Off makeup remover for lids, lashes and lips to remove my eye makeup. So this is one of the dual consistency type ones that you just shake up and then put it on a cotton pad and you remove your eye makeup. I used to use this Rimmel eye makeup remover, but then I was sent a sample of this when I did a box swap with a fellow YouTuber in the US, and she sent me a small bottle of this, and I was so glad it was something that was available in the UK because I fell in love with it, and I've purchased 2 if not 3 bottles since. I just found that it's really good at effectively taking off eye makeup, but it also leaves like a quite moisturising residue on your eyes. And because I remove my makeup as a separate step to the rest of my skincare routine, it has time for this to soak in and just moisturise my lids. I do still have this Rimmel eye makeup remover in my collection, and I pretty much solely use this for correcting mistakes with eye makeup. Dip a cotton bud in the end of this and just run it under my eyes to just get rid of any leftover residue. I've had this open for a while and I've used hardly any of it. So I do that as soon as I get home from work, and then I will have my tea, sort my daughter out, put her to bed, have a couple of hours watching Netflix, and then the rest of my skincare routine gets done just before I go to bed. So say at that point I don't usually have any makeup on, so I'm starting with a fresh face. So first of all I will then wash my face, and more often than not I will use this e.l.f. Daily Facial Cleanser. Unless I'm testing something I've had a sample of, this is the one that I tend to reach for. I do really like this one. It is really gentle on the skin, and it's a kind of milky consistency, so it does feel like it is moisturising as well. So then after I've washed and dried my face, I will then tend to stick my eye cream on, and I actually use 2 eye creams. The first one I use is the Tarte Brightener eye treatment, and this is the one that I use on my lid and sort of around the edges here where I'm starting to get crow's feet, and that's the one I use solely for that. This is the second or third one of these I've gone through now. I do tend to just get these small pots rather than the full size ones because I find these last long enough, and usually by the time this runs out I'm purchasing some other makeup set or skincare set from Tarte to be able to get another one of these anyway. I just don't like to spend a lot of money on my skincare, and the full size of these is about £30. But I do really like this, and I actually find that it has helped with the discoloration I had on my eyelids. I did have some noticeable veins right along my lash line, and I do feel like they aren't as dark since I started using that. Next eye cream is the one that I use to put under my eyes to try and help combat my dark circles, and that is the Benefit It Potent eye cream. I had a sample of this that I think I got as part of a gift set a long time ago, and I've only just finished it. I got this for Christmas and literally I've used it once or twice because that sample pot I got lasted forever because you need the tiniest amount. I literally put a tiny dot on the end of my little finger and just pat it under my eyes, and a little goes a long way. you don't need a lot at all, otherwise it does end up a bit too overly greasy. You do need the tiniest of amounts. So on that basis, this is going to last me years. But that is another product that I do believe has over time made my dark under eye circles a lot less dark. I'm not getting any more sleep than I was when I started using it, so it's not that I'm more refreshed. I just genuinely feel like it has helped combat the dark circles. Obviously every person's different, it might not help with everyone, but for me personally I found that it has. Then what I will tend to do is put some sort of serum on my skin, whether I've got a sample or something at the time. If not, the one I reach for is the Tarte Mermaid Skin Serum. And this is one of the ones that you can get as, I think it's a free perk with an order in the US, but we have to pay £1 per one in the UK or internationally. So every time I make a Tarte order, I usually order one of these. I think I have a collection of 2 in my backup. This one has about this much left, so I will no doubt be opening one of them soon. This just takes a couple of pumps into your hand, spreads over your skin really nicely and soaks in really quickly, which is great because then I can just crack on to the next step of my routine without having to wait for it to soak in. It did take me a long time to realise that you could use a serum as well as a moisturiser. I used to just have one next step, and that was moisturising or using a serum. So I didn't appreciate you could do both. But this is a great serum, and to be honest, if they did stop doing it as a £1 perk, I probably would purchase a full size of this because I do really like it, and I feel like it just gives me a nice moisturised base to then put a more intensive moisturising cream on. So most nights what I will tend to do is I will either use a moisturiser and then some skin oil, or I will use a night cream. So moisturising wise, I will either use the Tarte Drink of H2O moisturiser. This is the 3rd pot of this I've been using now, and I really like the consistency of it. It's the 2nd one I've been using because I'm nearly at the bottom of it. I've got a 3rd one there, so I've not got loads left in this, but it is kind of like a clear gel consistency. It reminds me of a more runny Vicks, which is strange, but it doesn't smell like that. It smells really nice and fresh, and this is another thing that soaks in really nicely, and I find that especially when I get my dry patches on my forehead, I'll tend to reach for this because this does sort them right out. I don't think it has any sort of anti-aging benefits or anything like that, but moisturising wise this is great. And then other than that, if I'm not putting that one on, I will reach for my CeraVe moisturising cream. This was a sample that I tried from the Feel Unique pick and mix service, and then once it ran out, I didn't actually make a repurchase straight away, but I did find that when I wasn't using the Tarte one, I did miss having another moisturiser, and I did miss having it in my collection. So recently in January purchased a full size one of these, and I've really enjoyed having it in my routine again. So as I say, when I'm doing a moisturising night, I will use either this or the Tarte. I don't tend to consistently do like a moisturising night then a night cream, and vice versa. I'll just tend to just go for whatever I grab in the drawer, whatever I'm feeling like, whatever my skin's looking like that day. If I've had a kind of long day, my skin's looking a bit tired, I will tend to use a night cream with anti-aging or things in it. Or if it's just my skin's looking extra dry, if I've been outside a lot or it's been extra cold that day, that's when I tend to just use the moisturiser. I then have this Maracuja oil from Tarte, and I will sometimes but not always apply this after my moisturiser. Sometimes I will do the moisturiser in this, not always use the serum. But I do really like applying an oil. I didn't think I would. I can't remember which subscription box it was, but I did receive a rather expensive, I think it was £100 and odd facial oil, and didn't think I'd like it and really did enjoy using it. I don't love this one as much as I did that one. That is mainly because of the smell of it, and also I don't like the applicator. I'd rather have a rubber, what are they called? I'll have a rubber dropper than this metal one. It looks nicer, but it's a bit more awkward, especially when you've got oil on your hands from rubbing it on your face. But I do quite like this and have repurchased small sizes since. I do feel like it just gives me that bit of an extra boost. But do really like this, and generally, as you can see, I've got quite a few Tarte products here and I do rate their skincare. Then on to night creams. So as I say, this is what I do if I don't do a moisturiser. I might just go straight to a night cream. One of my favourite ones that I reach for probably more than the others is this Superdrug Vitamin E, and this is the Nourishing Night Cream. It says it's 24-hour moisturisation. It says it's for normal to dry skin, but I do find it is quite moisturising. One of the main reasons why I love this is that it smells really, really nice. It smells kind of like sun cream, but not as strong as sun cream. And it does fade away after a while. You can still smell it when you first apply it, but it does fade away quite quickly. And this is the first and only pot of this I've had. I probably use this a good few times a week. I've had it for at least 6 months and I still have that much left. It does not seem to be going down. You don't need an awful lot to apply over your whole face, but still I would have thought I would have made more of a dent in it by now. Just opening it smells really nice. I think this was only a few pounds as well, so even when I get to the bottom of this I will definitely be repurchasing this. And I have my friend to thank for recommending the vitamin E range, because I think I really, really like this, and for the price as well, you can't knock it. And this next night cream is one I reach for if I need a good night's sleep, and that is the Temple Spa Repose Aromatherapy Resting Cream. So that comes in a pot like this as well, and this is one, I think I got this from a Latest in Beauty subscription box, and I think it is really expensive to purchase, but I only paid about £10 for a box with this and a few other products in. When I first got it I wasn't overly keen on the scent, because it does have a sense of lavender and aromatherapy oils. Once you get used to the scent, it is really nice, and it is actually advertised, the reason why I kept the box, because so I can always remember the wording of the slogan, it's a good night's sleep in a jar, and I would have to agree with it. It does have multiple uses. It says you can massage it anytime you need your skin to rest. I don't really know what a resting cream is. You can use it as a night cream, you can use it as a 2-hour mask to revive tired skin, or pressed onto pulse points. Never used it for any of those things, although the first time I tried it I think I did use it for the 2 hours because I wasn't overly keen on the scent. And again, it says pure slumber in a jar. Sometimes I do have problems switching off overnight and falling asleep. It takes me a long time to fall asleep, but if I use this it does help me fall asleep faster. It must obviously be the scent and the general relaxation it makes me feel, but I use it as my night cream. I probably reach for this once or twice a week. Whether I'd repurchase the full size once it runs out, I'm not too sure, because I say it was rather expensive. But this is another product where I have used it a good few times and it looks like I've barely taken anything out of it. So I think it will last me a while, but not one if you are sensitive to smells, because the smell of this does linger, but that is part of its charm, and that's what kind of soothes you to sleep. The final night cream I have is a recent addition to my skincare routine, and that is the Avant, bear with me, shea butter, hyaluronic, vitamin B3, seawater, sweet almond, age nutri revive, deluxe hyaluronic acid vivifying face, eye and night cream. No, face and eye night cream. It's a bit of a mouthful. I don't know if that is part of the title or just the ingredients. But this was something that we received in a recent Glossybox, I believe, and this is worth about £100. Again, another one of when this runs out, I don't know if I will repurchase, but maybe by the time we're around to these two, I want to refresh me skincare routine anyway, hopefully. But this is a really nice night cream. I feel like this does moisturise my skin, and it does make my face feel a bit plumper. I think that's maybe the hyaluronic acid. I do feel like it helps with my fine lines. The next morning my skin looks a bit more revived, which is what I think it says. Yes, Nutri Revive. So I really do rate this, and I kind of hope I don't notice long-term effects from it, because I just don't want to spend £98 on a night cream, but it is really great and I'm so glad I got it in Glossybox. So that's it for my general nighttime routine, what I do on a daily basis. The next few products to mention are just ones that I use every so often. A couple of products here that I use when I have breakouts. The first one is the Balance Me Congested Skin Serum, and this is, I think it's got like witch hazel and things like that in it. I feel like it draws the spot to a head, but I don't tend to use this on just one spot. I tend to use this when I have an area of smaller spots, and I feel like this does help it and bring them to head and clear them that bit quicker. When I do have sort of one specific spot that's annoying me or is under the skin and just won't go away and is sore, this is what I tend to reach for, and this is the Boot Skin Clear Ultra Rapid Spot Action Gel. I've had this for a long time, It does say on the back one soap and use within 24 months, and I think I've had this about 18 months now, so it is coming to the end at which I should stop using it. It'll work really well. They've probably repackaged this now and it doesn't even look like this anymore. It visibly reduces the size of the spot in 2 hours. I tend to put this on before I go to bed, so I don't know if it is actually 2 hours, but usually by the morning it has made the spot look a bit less angry. And the final things to mention are the face masks that I have. The first one is this L'Oreal Pure Clay Detox Mask. This is one I've had for a few months now, and I probably use this maybe once a fortnight. I do feel like it is really good at detoxifying my skin. It does help if I have a lot of enlarged pores at that time. I feel like it does help with that. It also makes my skin feel a little bit less decongested. My only issue with it is it does take quite a while to take off. I do more prefer a peel off mask, but this is a wash off mask, and I say you do need to kind of go at it. I find the best thing to remove this with is a face wipe, and you do kind of have to scrub a little bit to get it off, but I do like the effects it has, so I do like it generally as a face mask, and I think it was only about £5 or £6, which is great because there's definitely a lot of uses in this jar. And then the final product is the Formula 10.0.6 3 times Sublime 3-in-1 Blackhead Wash, Scrub and Mask. This is actually another product that I was sent when I did the UK USA box swap with Super Lady, and this is a really great mask. This one I probably only reach for once a month, and what I tend to do, this just sits in my shower and I'll apply it to my face, scrub it in a little bit, and then just leave it to sit for 10 minutes while I sort of wash the rest of my body and wash my hair. And then at the end of my shower I will wash it all off, and then usually wash my face again to kind of get off the residue. I know it does say it's a wash, but it's got the exfoliating beads in it, and I do find they need washing away with another face wash. But other than that, it does make my skin feel softer after using it. But overall I do really like it, and I think I would repurchase this if I can get it in the UK once this one runs out. Plus it smells really nice. It says it's pink grapefruit and jojoba, but to me it smells slightly fruity and blackcurranty, but a really nice scent, so quite nice when I leave it sitting on my face for 10 minutes to get the smell of it. So that is it for my skincare routine and my skincare favourites. If anyone's got any recommendations for any of the type of products that I use, drop me a comment below. I'm always keen to try new things. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. Thanks.